Hey, it's Jay this time, not Sharyq or Lorelei, and today we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the insert constraint in Autodesk Inventor.
Alright, so the insert constraint, which is one of the most useful constraints, at least I think, because it allows you to deal with circles in a lot of nicer ways than a lot of other constraints. So, first point is, where do I go to find the insert constraint? Hopefully you all know where to go to find constraints in general right now, but just in case you want to make sure you're in the Assemble tab up here, you're going to click on Constraint. Then the insert constraint is this one. It very intuitively looks like the cross-section of a bolt inserted into some sort of hole. So you can just go ahead and click on that, and then now you're in the insert constraint menu. So, but now that you are where it is, you've got to know how to use it, which is important. So, like most other constraints, provided that neither part is grounded or can't move at all, the first part you click will move to the second part. So if I go ahead and I make this bearing go to here, it'll move to there. But if I were to do it the other way around, now is to click the gusset first and then go to the bearing will move. So that's just a thing you can keep in mind. It allows you to line stuff up nicer. So that's similar to most other constraints, but different from most other constraints. The insert constraint only allows you to select circles and only circular edges, not even like circular faces. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. And you also notice that you have multiple options in the lower right-hand corner, like most other constraints such as mate and flush. However, it's different from mate and flush because as opposed to just being fairly different constraints, all this does is it'll flip the bearing. See, like if I were to do that, this is going the wrong way because I have oppose selected, and if I click this one, it'll flip around. It's basically all there is to that one. It's not just, you don't even have to worry about it. It's just if it's going backwards, you can just flip it. That's yeah. So the only other thing you do need to know about how to use it is there is a lock rotation option. I don't use it very often. You might. So it's this checkbox. It defaults to not locked. If you check the box, it'll lock it. So the use cases of this constraint are, at least there are two main ones that I have found. First is rather intuitively inserting bolts or bearings or something into a hole designed for it. So like just doing that, and then it does it backwards. But so like that, which is just, that's how you do it. It's not that difficult. But then the other use case that I have found for it, that I like it for quite a bit, is you can use it to align two holes and make them concentric. So like that. Those holes are very different sizes, but now they are aligned with each other in a concentric fashion, which is great. And so you also can use this for like mating VersaFrame. It's like less constraints than trying to fully constrain it with mate and flush. Your call, sometimes tolerances don't quite line up and you have to do it the long way because like if CAD's like 1/1000th of an inch off, it doesn't like it at all. So yeah, it's basically the use cases. So 9 times out of 10, it's what you'll use it for. Well, no, but you'll use it for probably quite a lot of things because 9 times out of 10, you want to click a circle, you gotta use the insert constraint. One thing you do have to be aware of though is this mate constraint also has some similar behavior, and like I can effectively do an insert constraint with a mate constraint, and it's just different and really kind of annoying, and you don't realize that you've done it, and then you go back to do something later and you're like, why isn't this behaving like I think it should? It's usually because you used a mate constraint instead of an insert constraint. Alright, but that's pretty much insert constraint for you. I think that's everything. Should be everything, at least the big things, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.